Hello, welcome to Word on Watches episode 3. I'm Stephen Yambo.
Oh, I'm Carrick, Matley.
Today we're focusing on watches that have been inspired by motorsport. The first of which is a Tag Heuer Monaco V4. The original Monaco was introduced in 1969 and was the first square chronograph automatic wristwatch. It was made famous in 1971 by the film Le Mans, as it was worn by Steve McQueen. This is an updated version. The V4 was introduced in 2004 after 5 years of research. It's the first belt-driven watch and is a real avant-garde piece by Tag. This example is in rose gold and is in absolutely exceptional condition, as you can see. It still has its original sticker on the back. It comes with all box and papers and is coming up in the next watch sale on the 26th of November and comes in with an estimate of £20,000 to £30,000.
It's a very nice little thing, isn't it?
It is.
I mean, we don't see many like this, if any like this. I think this is the first belt-driven watch I've ever seen. Quite frankly, the vertical powering mechanism at the back is a very nice little addition. So yeah, it's something that I think is going to appeal to very many people out there. And if someone wants a watch that people haven't probably never seen before in their lives, I think this is the kind of watch to do it with.
True, it's a real technical innovation. It's amazing how Tag put this together and hopefully will prove to be a really, really popular lot. As a side note, the box it comes in can double up as a coffee table, as it is so large.
It's gigantic. Yeah, we had to get some new vans in just to move the thing, I think. So, moving on, we've got some of the fan favourites here at Fellows. We have two Rolex Daytonas. We have a bimetal one and we have a stainless steel one. The bimetal one is lot 243 and the stainless steel one is lot 274. They're both in for £7,500 to £10,000. So it's basically what takes your fancy. One is very minimalist with its white dial, stainless steel case, stainless steel bracelet, but really catches the eye. Whereas the other one is the stainless steel with a yellow metal bezel and a bimetal bracelet with this lovely eye-catching grey dial with golden subsidiary dials in there. So really it does acquire to both tastes, whether you want something that is quite refined or whether you want something that's a little bit more dressy and a little bit more eye-catching. Rolex in general, they've got an amazing history with explorers, racing drivers, celebrities, icons, everybody. The Daytonas themselves, as you can see as their chronographs, they stretch back through motor racing. Rolex has actually been involved with motor racing way back into the 1930s, where they were kind of influencing their way into the land speed records. Since moving on from there, the racing designs became more and more, and as they partook in the Daytona races, they become the official timekeeper. And that's where we started to see the kind of racing pedigree come out of them. Unfortunately, at the time, they produced these types of watches, a little bit different to the modernised ones. But at the time, they were basically really hard to sell. Dealers didn't want them, traders didn't want them, and personal buyers didn't really want them. There's actually an interesting advert from one of the newspapers which are looking for Rolexes, second-hand Rolexes, and it explicitly says on there, we don't want Daytonas. Nowadays, I think it's in every dealer's interest and every personal buyer's interest to have one of these type of watches in the collection. I mean, this has been reminiscent through quite a few of Rolex's newer models, really. That they're trying to bring to the table. I mean, the original Milgauss had the same kind of reception, and yet we had an original example which sold for 110,000. So we never know. The things that people don't want at the time can just absolutely skyrocket. Fortunately enough, these types of watches, as I say, are very well received these days. And I think they're going to do very well in the sale. What do you think about them?
They are in really, really good condition. Both of them come boxed and papered, which is a real boon to them. And also, it's really interesting to see two exactly the same Daytonas with different finishes, with the bimetal and stainless steel and the different dials, looking quite different.
Yeah.
It should appeal to a wide range of people.
Exactly. And I mean, these are the most modern series of Daytonas. The third series with the first in-house movements. They originally started putting them in the 2000s. So it's really a full Rolex unit here. They moved away from using the older Zenith El Primero movements, and now it is Rolex from dial to case to movement. And that is something that I think everyone can be proud to have on their wrist.
Yep, I look forward to the phone ringing off its hooks, because every time we have a Daytona in, the public pick up and there's always loads of interest.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't have a crystal ball, but I can't see the sporting Rolex bubble bursting anytime soon, really.
Not with the demand we're
getting
at the moment.
It seems to be going and going and going. As I say, these are lots 274 and 243 in the upcoming November 26th watch sale. And as I say, there's going to be a lot of attention on them. So if these are things that interest you, definitely give us a call or drop us an email.
Final watch today is a Heuer Carrera. This is a real piece for the collectors, a real vintage piece with the reverse panda dial. The reference on this is 2447 NST. I believe N stands for Noir, as for the black dial. S stands for Standard, as it's got the standard sub-dial layout. And the T is the fact it's got a tachymeter scale on the dial. These in the last 10 years have become so popular, it's a real find to get one into auction. This is coming up with an estimate of £7,000 to £10,000 and should do extremely well. I mean, the dial is so iconic, it's so clear, so crisp, and was actually influenced by the dials in a car to make it easy to read.
They're beautiful little things. I mean, completely against the other items here. This is a tiny watch in comparison. Something that really appeals to, I'm sure, both of our tastes, that we've said in other episodes. We both steer towards the smaller watches. But you really get a lot of bang for your buck. I mean, the dial is one of the clearest that you can get, really, with the white subs and the black dial. It's amazing with the reference, as you were saying. I wish every watch brand did that. It'd make our lives a lot easier if they just kind of pinpointed what the reference meant rather than just putting it down to numbers. But yeah, it's a lovely thing, and it's great to have a really old Heuer mixed with kind of the most modern Tag Heuers that they do. You're taking two looks at a brand that was separated at the time, but is now culminating into one, very modern timepiece. But yeah, fantastic things. And I'm sure, as you say, that's going to gain a lot of attention and a lot of bids, hopefully.
Yes, personal favourite of mine, just being 36mm, makes it so wearable for me. Well, that concludes Word on Watches, episode 3. These watches are all coming up into our next The Watch Sale on the 26th of November. So it's goodbye from me, Stephen Yambo.
And it's goodbye from me, Carrick Matley.
Thank you.
Cheers.